it's Patsy. I thought I'd pop on today. My eyes are feeling a little bit better. You'll have to excuse the greasy air. But because I'm putting a lot of hot compresses and what have you across my head and keep flicking my fringe out of the way of my eyes like this, um, all the touching it and what have you is making it greasy constantly at the minute. But my eyes were eased a little bit today. This one is still giving me trouble, but that's the one what's got the strain in. And I tried to read this morning and it's still straining it, so I stopped. The reason I was trying to read was because I was trying to read the book what comes with my new deck, the Anna Kay. Don't like this box. I don't like these boxes. They're very flimsy, and as you can tell by the inside, you can't store your cards in there. So they're quite useless, really, them boxes. The book seems very good. From the ones that I read, the way that she interprets the cards, very similar to how I would interpret them. So the cards, it looks very good. So I was quite pleased with that. When my eyes are 100%, I shall go through the whole book. On the back it says, in times of confusion, it will help you see. In times of conflict, it will help you get past your fear. If you are struggling with indecision, it will help you decide. So I liked that as well, because that's what the tarot is all about. So I've been itching to open these, and I wanted to share my first impressions with you. So I've come on to do it. There's the back. I like the backs. The card stock isn't, particularly thick, but it's perfectly good. So here we go. That's the full. I love that full. I think that's it's very rider weight. This deck. I just love the look of joy on his faces. He's making his way out into the world and has no idea what's in store for him, but is happy just to get out there and to start his journey. The Magician. I love this Magician too. He has everything he needs at his table there, and you can see that he's manifesting what he needs. So I do love that interpretation. The Priestess, the High Priestess, I love that. I love the different moon phases. That invokes an awful lot. This one made me giggle, the Empress. But I actually like, I know a lot of people said about the artwork, but I quite actually like it. All these different figures and what have you, not the typical what you'd expect to see. This one reminds me of the film Shrek, when she turns into the ogre. But I do like that. Then we have the Emperor, the High Priest. He has, what he needs in his hands there, the key and what have you. So again, it's very typical of the Rider-Waite, just slightly different. I love the Lovers, and now they're that older couple, because that's how I see the Lovers card. The Chariot, I love that. I love that image of the chariot. Justice. The Hermit. It's a lovely Hermit card. I love the Wheel. I love how he's falling off at the bottom, and they're celebrating because they're on the top, but it won't be long before they're down the bottom taking the same fall as this one. So I do like that one. Strength. Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. I love this Temperance card. I think that's beautiful. The Devil. I think that was a good interpretation of the Devil too. The Tower. The Star. Isn't that simple but lovely? The Moon. Again, simple but lovely. And again with the sun, no naked babies on a horse back there. Look, I think that's lovely. And I actually quite like this Judgment card. Judgment card isn't one of my favourites, how it's depicted, but I do quite like this one. And then the World. So that's the majors, and there's every single major there I like. So we're now on the rods. I love this interpretation of the ace and the 2. I love this interpretation of the 2. 3 is very similar to the Rider-Waite. 4, 5, and I quite like this interpretation of the 5 too. I think that is a good good way of interpreting the meaning of the 5. The 6, 7, 8. I like this 8. Makes a change from not seeing the rods moving swiftly through the air, but I do quite like that way that she's done that. And the 9 and the 10. I quite like how she's done that 10 actually. Then we have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So now we go on to the cups. It's a lovely card, I love that. The 2, oh sorry, the 3, the 4, the 5. Now you know you can get so much from that image, can't you? The 5 of cups. The 6, that's sweet. 7. I love how that them glasses and that are sort of not real. That they've got like that ghostly sort of figure about them, so you know they're not real. They're not there to be able to grasp, sort of thing. So I quite like how that's depicted in the 7 and the 8, 9 of cups, and the 10. Very simple, but again very good. I don't think there's one card in there I don't actually like. And there's the page of cups, the knight, the queen dipping her toes in the water and a hand, and the king. I love how he's sitting there reading with all these books at the side of him. I actually love this image of the King of Cups. We're now on to the Pentacles. Ace, 2. I love this one. Putting that window together, what comes up in the 5. There's the 4. There's the 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. It's 10. Now we go on to the page. It's cute. The knight, the queen, and again the king. So now we're on to my favourite suit. The swords are my favourite suit, so we'll have a look. The ace, the 2. I like that depiction of the 2. Makes a change from the normal Rider-Waite image that we have when we think of the 2 of swords, but I do like that. I think it works. and again with the 3. I much prefer this to seeing the heart with the blade, you know, the swords through it. Then we have the 4. Again, I like this image rather than the stone feeling of somebody laying on that slab sort of thing. This makes it more readable to me, the way I read it. So again, that's one of my favourites. 5, 6, 7. I quite like this one as well. I love this 8. I love this 8 of Swords. This was my stalker of last year, and I do love this depiction of it. The 9. The 10. Again, I like that because it's not actually showing a man on the ground with all these swords in them. Do you know what I mean? It is showing that he's walking away from that. So I quite like that. They have the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and finally the King. So that is the Anna Kay Tarot, and that is one that I've wanted for an awful long time. And as soon as I got a chance today with my eyes, I thought that's it, that's the one I'm going to go for straight away. And I wanted to share with it before I start using it, because then once it's used it's going to be all jumbled up. So I wanted to show you it in from start to end in the right format. So there we go. I know it's been shown 100 times, million times probably, all over YouTube, but I just wanted to give you my my thoughts on it. And I think this is going to be one of my favourite decks. I actually love the images. I know a lot of people don't like the images, but I actually love them, and the way that she's depicted the cards is very similar to how I read anyway. So I can see that becoming a firm favourite. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon, because hopefully, fingers crossed, these are improving. They do feel like they are. So that's a plus, that's a bonus. So speak to you soon. Bye.